Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Dota 2 Asia Championships. My name is Sunsan Joy, my sinner. Today and tonight and whenever, I don't even know what time it is anymore, HellRaisers is the game today versus Team Secret. We have yet to cast Team Secret or HellRaisers, in fact.
Yep.
Secret is 2-0. HellRaisers is
1-1, I believe.
1-1. That's right.
I think.
We have no idea.
I have some idea.
Let's get into the draft. Just stop looking at our faces. No more. No.
This is what they pair me with.
All right.
Hope I get a raise. Okay.
So, looks like Wisp is going to be banned by HellRaisers. This is a European team, so they actually respect the wins. That is something that I have noticed. Chinese just, they don't, like, you know what? We don't even care if we lose. We're just not going to ban the Wisp. Doesn't even matter.
And they're going to ban Troll too. So we've got two of the spin to wins out of the picture. Axe is still available. I think Secret might actually ban that because HellRaisers is one of the teams that likes playing the Axe. I cannot remember which of their players is really good at it. I remember for Empire it's Yoki. He's the one that really stood out during Starladder. Extremely good on Axe, but I think there we go. It's out.
Great.
So,
oh my god. Yes,
regardless.
Oh my god.
Don't get too excited. I'm going to fuck up soon. First pick will be...
Let's take some guesses.
First pick will be...
I'm going to say Vengeful a Spirit.
Damn.
So, yes! Eat my...
I was going to say it first, and you got me.
I'll bet you're going to say that first, Cinder.
Oh, I have a Coke one you have.
All right, what's next then?
God damn it.
All right, I'll say the next for HellRaisers, although it's reaching a bit, considering how he's been kind of not picked until the second phase. But I'm going to say Batrider for HellRaisers on top of the VS. Secret, on the other hand, I think their second pick will be Chen.
I agree with Chen in this phase, actually. You
What's
really?
the first pick?
You're actually just calling my calls.
What's the first one then?
You
call this one.
I can stop talking if you want. I mean,
Just pick
you
it.
know everything anyway.
Pick it.
Lycan. I was vehicle choice. And there's the Chen. He had a little bit of a rework.
This is the new remodel.
He won the remodel. Actually, this is Faceless Void. They were like, we can't rework Faceless, so we have to give him a face.
Let's delete Dazzle from the game and just make Faceless
Now he's just
Void look
called
like him.
Less Void.
All right, let's pick the Batrider. Let's go 100% on these picks.
Come on, HellRaisers. Let's pick the Batrider.
So right now, Lycan, Dazzle, they have good sustainability, good push. Question is, do they want to continue with that exact trend? That's going to be the Arteezy Lycan. Actually, Puppy plays Lycan as support as well sometimes, but in all likelihood will be Arteezy, who I haven't watched any of their games today, but based on their announcements and whatnot, he is playing the 1 position instead of mid. So S4 is going to be the mid. Kuroki's back to support with Puppy. Zai is offlane, so a little bit of role changes overall. So some question marks as to how well they're going to transition. But of course, Zai is pretty comfortable in the offlane in general. And of course, Kuroki was previously support. I guess he was carry, then support, then carry, and then back to support now.
I like seeing Secret grabbing Lycan early on because it shows confidence in their own ability. Like they've picked some different things so far. I want to say they've been dominant in the previous 2 games and they've been able to end games fairly quickly. Lycan is a great hero for that. I think it's Arteezy's best hero as well. This is really good. I'm looking forward to this. Great pick
Rupture,
against Lycan.
Amazing against Lycan. Absolutely.
I think he's going to go Linken's maybe.
The Bloodseeker?
Lycan might need BKB and Linken's just to counter that, because that's actually one of the most annoying things to play against for Lycan. However, when he's on top of a tower, for example, then it doesn't really matter so much. But really interesting to see HellRaisers grab it now, because I don't think Secret would have banned that. No team, I think, has even banned Bloodseeker yet this tournament, at least that I've seen.
But
maybe
perhaps
once.
It's super crucial to the... I mean, is this a... I have not seen a Bloodseeker... Maybe one game I've seen him actually played. Is he played as support?
Reserve time.
I think he's best in position 4 for competitive games. Blood Rage is obviously a really great buff that you can just place on any of the other cores. Like we talked about Rupture, it's all about getting the levels. It doesn't scale with his farm anyway.
How many seconds does Rupture last now?
15.
You actually remembered that right off the bat.
On all levels. It's
because
ridiculous.
I'm mentioning that because it is insane.
Damn it, it's 12.
Okay, 12 seconds. Thank God we have some competitive insight in the house right now. But
well,
still, 12 seconds is
I want to
insane.
say, though, it feels like it's 18, so I just met in the middle.
Yeah, okay.
Like,
that's fair enough.
There's no way that's 12.
You'll
When
get
I played last 2 minutes. Seriously.
It's pretty insane.
Still 12 seconds is an eternity. It's extremely good. So...
But it's all about what time he actually cast it on Lycan. If Lycan's running away, obviously he's just going to kill himself. So
yeah. And they already have 2 TP counters in Venge, which is generally what counters Bloodseeker very nicely. But to finish off, position 4 Bloodseeker is really nice. You can buff up allies. The Rupture is obviously as good as it needs to be. And as far as the early mid-game goes, Bloodrite is an extremely powerful tool to just clear out creep waves and defend towers. You cast Bloodrite, you cast Blood Rage on yourself, and it deals like 400-something damage to the creep wave and any heroes in there.
5 seconds. Hurry,
but with all the buffs he's been
and
getting...
he can jungle. That's
one
another
thing to keep in mind is that the silence from Bloodrite, I mean, it's obviously, what is it, the 3-second cast time or something like that? So it's difficult to get heroes silenced on a consistent basis, that's for sure. And the question is, do teams feel that team fight is necessary with a Bloodseeker? Because if you can land the Bloodrite with, like, after an RP or something to that of that nature, that's pretty game-breaking to have a ridiculous silence like that. That's like having a mini global, if you will, on pretty much everybody. Because the AoE is enormous.
Yeah, it's extremely good. I think you can make another comparison that you had this good example earlier today when you said that Stone Gaze was a little bit like a mini Song of the Siren.
Yeah.
I want to say Bloodrite does the same thing to an extent.
As Song of the Siren?
As Stone Gaze, in a way. I know, it's 2 completely different abilities, but the concept is the same. Like, you're going into something, and you put up this wall that the enemy team really don't want to go into.
But the difference is you can pop BKB and you don't have to worry about it.
Yes.
That's the major.
So Stone Gaze counters that. It's also an ultimate, and obviously does other things. But when it comes to the early mid-game, casting Bloodrite, you don't need to think of Bloodrite as a massive AoE silence. You need to think of it as a massive AoE zone that you cannot go into. So that's extremely powerful. Even if it misses, it can win fights, which is an ability that very few skills really have, especially non-ultimates. Another example I can bring up is how, this is something we've talked about in previous casts, how a big part of Black Hole is the threat of Black Hole, rather than Black Hole itself. Just that when Enigma comes close, you have to get out, right? And Bloodrite is just that kind of spell on a 20-second cooldown, which is pretty amazing. So that's something to keep an eye out for. Great counter to Dazzle as well, especially if Grave is low level. He has to come in close to cast the Grave, and I just want this hero to succeed. I want to see it have a good game, regardless of whether HellRaisers win or not. I think Bloodseeker is very entertaining to watch and
but
annoying
not
to play against. Those 2 things often go hand in hand, surprisingly.
Visage for Team Secret. Is this going to set up a potential Drow Ranger? I doubt it with their team comp. I mean, not just their team comp, but the players as well. S4 is kind of a traditional mid. He's the ganking type. Of course, Arteezy used to be the mid for EG, and he's a more farm-oriented, but that's why he transitions, I think, so well into the 1 role, because it's essentially the same thing, just a different lane. And it's actually a safer lane, so he might actually play a lot better. He doesn't have to worry about the 3-man ganks constantly coming from every single direction.
Maybe now he can play Ember.
Burn. No, he still can't. No.
Yeah, that hero burns. That's true. Nice.
But with Visage and Dazzle combo, we're assuming Dazzle is a support. We saw it core today, but it didn't work out too well.
That was not good, no.
We're just assuming that it's going to be the 5 and Visage is the 4.
I think they're going to pick Drow too, like we talked about. I mean, why not? Sure, the aura doesn't affect Lycan, but the rest of the team is going to go bananas.
Who plays it then? Who plays it?
The Drow?
Have you seen S4 play Drow before? I'm not saying he can't play. It's just it's not a typical pick.
Of course, a good point. But then they could still play the puppy Lycan that you mentioned.
Yeah, that's
and then
a good
Arteezy
point.
plays Drow.
Yeah. That might but then you have 2 other supports. That means Dazzle or Visage is a core.
Yeah, that.
Which Visage is pretty damn good as a core in some cases.
I guess maybe not. I think S4 can play a Drow though, but it's not really his style so much. But if it's good enough for the draft, I think he is capable. We'll see if that's the idea. Else I'm a little bit surprised they pick Visage. I get the idea of the minus armor from Weave, as well as Visage probably getting Medallion or Lycan doing that together with the birds hitting really hard, but is that enough to get the Visage as a support 3rd pick? Because else you could get it 4th, right? But
this is interesting.
Maybe they just
so is Bloodseeker not a support, or is VS a core?
5 seconds. Hurry, hurry.
So Ancient Apparition, it's a great hero against any healing.
Reserve time.
I should say the Ice Blast is amazing against any healing, which is Dazzle, so a lot of that sustainability is gone out the window. For some reason, this lineup for HellRaisers makes me think they want Faceless Void. I don't know why. What do you think?
Yeah, that would be insanely good with it. I actually think that's the best pick they can get.
So, I mean, like, Void off lane.
No Drow.
I mean, is Bloodseeker still viable as a mid-solo? Like, as a core?
Yeah.
You think so?
But I think if they can get away with it, the best thing HellRaisers can do is jungle him in position 4. Because if they can still get good lanes out of that, that opens up for another core to get Blood Rage later on. He's still going to have utility. If you jungle a Bloodseeker, I think if you have a good rotation and some good creeps and you get the Bounty Rune, you can have level 6 at about 6.5, maybe. He's a little bit slower than Juggernaut and Enigma and Chen and Enchantress if they get good camps and stuff, but he's still fairly fast. And if you max Blood Rate, then a level 4 Blood Rate at about 7 or 8 minutes is not out of the question. And that could be really powerful while you still have a mid. If they do want to play him as a core, I think he does fairly well against Puck. I don't think Puck can harass him enough if he's placed with a Stout Shield.
Nature's Prophet. So we have 2 globals.
Yep.
Well, actually 3 if you count Bloodseeker's Thirst. He can catch up. Ancient Apparition can finish him off. Nature's Prophet as well with the Wrath of Nature. But it is going to be an S4 Puck playing his $1 Million Dream Coil set with that huge wart on his head. I'm looking forward to talking about that. So it seems that it is going to be an Arteezy Lycan. And what they need now is Zai's offlane.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's a ton of offlane. I mean, they take out both Bristle and Tidehunter themselves, and then Brood's taken out from HellRaisers.
Well,
but
I was about to say he could pick Brood, but...
Centaur, Clockwork...
Not the worst Timber
Clockwork's
game.
not that good this game.
Timber's pretty good, apart from Rupture. But then Lycan doesn't get Rupture. So that could be a trade-off, and then you can look at it that way.
Yeah,
I play Timber against Rupture. It's extremely painful. You want to kill yourself. But then he kills you. And they see the Void opening too. Good call. They are going to be banning that out. I think that would have been an extremely scary hero, and I think they should have picked that before the Prophet as well. But
maybe they go Spectre now.
They could
just go full global.
Spectre could work.
Let's do it.
Spectre, however, gets destroyed by Lycan and the Visage Birds. I don't think they can expect for him to get farmed enough to really be able to sustain all of this. So either they need a ranged carry that can somehow distance themselves from Lycan, or they...
What do you think about Sniper?
Well,
it means their lineup is pretty squishy right now.
Do they have enough to protect him is the question from this Lycan. They have a stun swap and the Rupture.
Keep in mind that the swap on a ruptured target, pretty dirty, on top of probably a Force Staff. That's a combo. That's a kill on a lot of heroes, but they do have the Grave, so that's something to keep in mind as well. That can, like, for example, if Lycan is ruptured, he can get a lot of distance between himself and the enemy targets.
Chat's suggesting Zeus for HellRaisers. I understand, of course, the really cool combo with Rupture.
Whoa.
Or sorry, with Blood Rage together with Zeus ult. I just don't think they can win the game. I don't think they have enough power for late game, and I don't think they can push either.
I would love to see a Zeus.
It would be cool, but I don't think it's good enough.
So Storm Spear's to pick for Team Secret. Who the hell plays this? I've seen Arteezy play this a bit, but it's more of an S4 hero.
They could play aggressive trialing with Puck on Zai.
I think Puck might be the off lane, actually.
Yeah, they could also just solo the Puck offlane. They have a couple of choices. This is a fairly good offlane Puck game, because the only stun from HellRaisers is a targeted Puck stun. You can just phase. So yeah, that could be a pretty nice choice. I agree. It would be a lot harder if it was the old Bloodseeker.
They're going old school here.
Gonna go with AM. Probably triggered by the Storm Spirit pick. I am worried for this AM. He needs a good start, or he's just gonna get destroyed.
Yeah, they have quite a bit of silence, quite a bit of initiation, and quite a bit of right clicks for Team Secret. I like their lineup quite a bit.
Lycan generally destroys AM. I don't know what their stats against each other are, but I feel like it favors Lycan quite a bit. So,
Statsman, get on that. Oh yeah. Wait, we don't have a Statsman.
Shagbark, what do you think? Yeah, that's like Suns fan. That's good.
I'm looking forward to watching to casting Team Secret. One of the more famous teams, if not the most famous team in the West right now, and most popular.
Yep.
And a lot of question marks and a lot of skill, a lot of ego, I'm sure. We'll see how it works out. I think a lot of people are definitely going to be rooting for them. But HellRaisers, they're quite kind of an unknown, but they kind of come out of nowhere in a lot of respect. Oh god, I had to do this again. All right, going to Cinderan's camera.
Oh boy, here we go. Get ready for some serious nausea. On HellRaisers, we've got Dread playing as the Vengeful Spirit. Gorek will be playing as Nature's Prophet. Afo Ninja onto Bloodseeker. Artez will be playing as Antimage. And finally, Gotham.
Gotham.
Or is that Gotham? Goddamn or Gotham?
I'm not watching right now.
Okay, great. So it's Gotham. And on Secret, Puppy will be playing as Dazzle. We have S4, Storm Spirit, as we expected. Kuroki onto his Visage, one of his best supports. Zai will indeed play the offlane Puck. And then finally, Arteezy will be playing as the... What did I just do? Hello?
We're back, boys.
Okay, something happened. Oh, Arteezy is Lycan. Do you want to show him on camera?
Here's Arteezy. He's in the trees.
Nice. Arteezy.
Arteezy indeed.
30 seconds.
This level 1 Hell. He's actually using the Puppy Lycan set made by the great Danny Dem. HR. In the Radiant Jungle at the moment.
Apparently when we take my camera, the gamma is extremely off. It looks
terrible.
Yeah, so we're going to need to fix that if we ever do that again. Can you just get your shit together so you don't need to show my camera, please?
It's not me. It's
you.
It's not. Looks like there's not going to be any rune battles, unfortunately, as Artez, Arts, Anti-Mage is going to get the bounty rune. S4 is going to get the one top, which means he's going to start out with the advantage against his Bloodseeker mid. That's going to be a super interesting matchup. Of course, generally speaking, Storm is pretty damn good against melee, but Bloodseeker does have the ability to gain a lot of HP back.
I would say this is a lane that S4 wins. Like you said, against most melees, he would probably destroy the lane. But I still think...
He already got a last hit.
All right, he lost.
He blood rages himself.
Secret. S4 is losing mid right now.
He's down 1
He might come back. He's looking for a comeback.
Oh, he does get it.
Okay, they're currently tied. Oh. Well, he was close to coming back, but Afo Ninja just outskilling him right now. Wait, what just happened? He found a creep.
He's still casting.
They are... Okay, he missed the last
one.
He got another one.
This is game breaking here.
This is actually closer than I thought it would be. They're both 2-1.
Well, he has Howl on him right now, so that's going to give him quite of an advantage.
Right. See, this is where the problems start. He might even die. Afo Ninja.
Couple more right clicks. He's going to go for it. Down he goes. First blood for S4.
It looked so good when he got the first
Cinder. When Arteezy in the meantime is going to drop down in the bottom lane, so the tri lane for HR is at least doing a little bit better. Puppy, he went level 1 Shadow Wave. That's not going to help him too much here. As some right clicks continue, Dread taking a tower shot, make it 2. He's going to live to see another day, but the TP is back for Arteezy.
This tri-lane for HR is actually extremely strong.
Arteezy's feeling like he's an EG again. It's like, I'm getting killed no matter where I am. There's always 3 people on me. Why?
Yeah.
I just want to play support.
So they're playing with Chilling Touch on this lane, which obviously hits really hard. Anti-Mage dealing very high physical and magical damage because Mana Break's, of course, physical, and then you get the Chilling Touch on that. It's extremely powerful swings. And then you have Vengeful Stun into Cold Feet now available. So this lane is actually going to be, I want to say, almost unwinnable for Secret, because their supports need levels before they can fight this kind of lane. And Lycan is very weak in tri-lanes, so there's no real solution. I think this is a really smart strategic call from HR to lane like this, but it's going to become a problem if this Bloodseeker gets dominated any more in mid than he already has. He's a full level behind.
He's a full level behind, and Rune Control is going the way of S4. Unfortunately, Ancient Apparition did take the bottom rune, but I think that wouldn't have been worth even pursuing for Bloodseeker, just because he can't miss much more XP in mid, considering how far he's down. Of course, it is just 1 kill at the end of the day, and S4 is... Well, he's going to be 6 relatively soon. It's going to be really hard to kill him. But perhaps the transition for somebody from HR will come about, as the DD right now is on Goddamn. I'm going to go with Goddamn or Got him. Actually, Got him's a little bit easier to say. Maybe I'll just go for that. Ancient Apparition slowed a bit by Kuroki. Arteezy going to right-click. Not going to look for a kill. As Arts on the Anti-Mage is going to pursue Arteezy. Look at how much damage there is. Finally, the Grave is leveled. It's going to keep Arteezy alive, but here comes the Nature's Prophet from across the map. Anti-Mage gets the kill, but the experience goes to Gorak as well. And at the same time, that leaves the Puck top lane, Zai, to get a little bit of free XP.
Yeah, he's winning the lane already, as a matter of fact.
16-9 versus 10-2, yeah.
That's pretty impressive, because Puck is not an extremely strong laner. It's a good laner, but Prophet is generally one of the absolute best one-on-one laners, simply because of how powerful Nature's Call is. But Zai has managed to take control of the lane.
Can you tell me why he went boots first on Nature's Prophet in the safe lane? Is that unusual?
It's kind of unusual. I think he might have just been aiming to really take the fist fight and just harass very much and be able to run down Puck. You see him doing the same thing right now, but Zai is really smart just taking this trade. He has the salve, he has the tango, and Prophet is out of region, so this is going to be even more dominance from Zai trading off.
But he doesn't have 3 Treants that do 22 damage apiece.
That's true.
Brune's going to come in 5 seconds. Dread's looking for it, but so is Kuroki. Don't think Kuroki can really contest this if they get closer with that magic missile available. Look for the deny, but not going to happen. Regen's still going, so that's a free stun for Dread. As they're going to continue the pressure, Arts comes in. All right, well, he kind of backtracked a bit. The blink is there. Kuroki's going to try to eat his way through the trees, but it ain't going to happen. 3-1 advantage for HR after losing first blood. They're looking really good in this tri-lane. Of course, Lycan, not exactly the best tri-lane hero, right? I mean, Howl's really good, but aside from that, once he gets levels, he can survive and get a lot of last hits with his wolves, but he's not that useful of a, like, against aggression. His Puck is going to get the kill top lane against Nature's Prophet.
Great camera. That was not predictable after he harassed him down low before.
Were you watching?
I was thinking about it.
You're the worst. I sort of, you know, one of these days, we're going to have you do full camera work for one game, and it's going to be the shittiest thing ever.
Watch the viewership drop.
Magic missile on RTZ.
Was thinking about going in here, Arts, but decided against it. Chilling Touch was in cooldown. I think else they might have tried for that one, but still, as you talked about, HR in complete control of the lane. Shadow Wave gonna annoy Arts a little bit. They could try to go again right now.
What's more valuable for you as a player?
Good camera.
What?
Good camera's more valuable. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Well, that actually threw me off a little bit, not gonna lie. What's more valuable, winning the tri-lane or winning both mid and off lane? I guess I mean, let's just assume it's not completely drastic one way or another.
So if we say try versus try, and your solos are losing by a bit or a lot.
That's why I had.
Okay, so with how much
interject there.
With how much the solos have lost in this game, I still think this favors HR because they're going to be able to come back with their solo laners. But if they lost it more than this, then it's not worth it. But think of it this way: they're holding down 3 heroes, and the enemy team is holding down 2. However, the 2 they're holding down are 2 cores, so the trade-off needs to be good enough for that to be worth it. But.
Another rune battle perhaps going to commence. Bottom rune will pop. It's going to be a double damage. Who's going to get an S4? Zips in, takes it. Dread in a lot of trouble, but here comes the Blood Rite. It's going to silence Puppy, doing a decent amount of damage as well. RTZ silences while Dread almost goes down to the Wolves himself, and it looks like the first casualty. No, the Grave is going to keep S4 alive, and Lycan, RTZ, the first to fall officially in this fight. Hiroki's going to go to the right clicks of Gorak as well. Puppy will find his way out thanks to a teleportation. So it's a Bloodseeker for a Vengeful Spirit. I'm sorry, not a Vengeful. Visage and Lycan. S4 will live.
If Rupture would have lasted the 15 seconds that it says in my brain tooltip that it does, he would have died, but it only lasted for 12.
That's unfortunate. You should do balance for Dota 2.
Yeah, that's a suggestion I would not make. So, but yeah, what was that overall? 2 for 1 or 3 for 1? That was 2 for 1. That wasn't too bad for Secret considering how grim that looked. But and they got another kill on S4. So he's looking good, and he's probably their key to the comeback in the bot lane. But that's a good thing about S4 or about Secret's draft is that both S4 and Zai play huge playmakers that can easily go down and turn that tri-lane around, which they'll probably be aiming to do some point soon. But for now, I don't actually know if they're strong enough. The Prophet has ultimate. He can TP down or cooldown right now, but has it skilled. And at the same time, Bloodseeker is also an incredible fighter. So lots of potential for some interesting fights to break out.
Nature's Prophet seems to be going for a Hand of Midas. As I thought there would be a gank attempt, but it's just Kuroki, and he's only level 2, so I'm not sure how much use he's going to be. But although Puck is super duper level-wise, 8 versus 6. Of course, has his ultimate to work with. Has 2 levels of Waning Rift. A little bit of extra silence. Puppy in mid lane right now, going to soak up some XP. As S4 is going to transition towards top. So this is the gank attempt onto Nature's Prophet.
I cannot remember the last time I've seen Kuro be level 2 minute 8.
Yeah, it's not
That's so unusual for Kuroki, especially on the Visage.
Oh, zip in by S4. Here comes the TP support, but Gorak's going to be dead before anything happens. One more right click will do it. And off Puck goes. Blood Rite is going to connect. Is it going to be enough damage? Oh, he goes down just at the last moment. There was a TP out, though, so it's a 1-for-1 in the end.
And
Nature's Prophet for Puck
took the safe lane tower.
You're right.
That's huge. So this tower is arguably the best tower to destroy for Dire, the best tier 1. You could argue that mid plays a big role too, but this gives free access into the jungle of the Radiant. It's extremely powerful. The top tower is not really that important in comparison, but getting that at minute 8 opens up this map. And that means it's easier for Bloodseeker to run into the jungle and find ganks. Prophet can even farm the enemy jungle, as it looks like they're just going to be farming the top tower.
Yeah, that's going to be 2 tier 1s.
This, considering how grim it looked in the start with how Bloodseeker got first blooded and how Prophet lost the top lane, they, as we mentioned, they won the trialing, which they should. The solos didn't go nearly as well as they could have, but they're still really taking control 9 minutes in now. This is huge.
Anti-Mage right now, top of the net worth charts, has Treads, Wand, and 1,800 gold. So you have to assume that Battle Fury will be next on his list. And at this rate, I would say 14-minute Battle Fury? Would you say? Maybe a little bit less?
He might get it earlier. 47 CS at 9 and 3 kills, 2 assists, and a tower. Let me see. He can buy Perseverance. Yeah. Oh, maybe you're right. 14 seems reasonable. And I think it's the right choice too. Yeah, he's going to go for that.
Arteezy picks up his Medallion of Courage. So perhaps looking to get Roche relatively soon. Of course, he is on Radiant, and of course, it was an EG strat to pick up Lycan pretty much every single time that they were on Dire. And how much of a difference do you think that makes since the map was changed?
Quite a bit. But I still think Dire still has the advantage, but not nearly as much as before. I think it's going to be difficult for Secret to sneak the Roche, just based off the nature that the enemy team has ultimate that can scout it. They have Venge, Wave of Terror. They have Treants they can send in there. And should Arteezy get below half health, they also have Bloodseeker spotting him out with Thirst. Or, sorry, not below half.
Speaking of spotting out,
below
Puppy
30.
was just spotted by Anti-Mage, and I think they know that a ward has been placed on the high ground by the Secret Shop. So look for that to get denied very shortly. Arteezy.
Yeah, he can't do Roche before Vlad's anyway.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. I said shortly once he picks up the Vlads, or at least pieces of it.
He's working on Treads first.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah.
Or a book. Could be either.
That'd be a really early book.
Not really the best Vlad's game. It's not that good for his team against what HR have. Heavily magic damage based, so the armor isn't that useful. He's the only melee hero on his team to get the lifesteal. So, as much as I generally love Vlad's and I'm a big fan of it being picked up, I actually agree with not getting it unless if he needs it for himself. He should not be getting it for his team this time.
S4 has a Haystern bottle. He seems to be going for an Orchid. And against the Anti-Mage, obviously invaluable.
What do you think about his Vanguard pickup?
Who?
Anti-Mage.
Oh God.
He's going for the Crimson Guard combat build, which.
So is that going to be a Vlad's after that then?
Probably. The Battle Fury is not a requirement, and the Vanguard into Crimson Guard build is incredibly strong if you pick it up early. Like right when you get it, it kind of put pressure on HR because he scales way worse into late game. He will not be farming as fast, but at the time he picks it up, I want to say for the first 10 minutes you have the Crimson Guard instead of
top lane. He does get his ult off. It's going to connect on both S4 and the... Oh my God. He's trying to avoid a lot of damage from the AA ult.
Oh, he's going to live.
Yeah, he's going to live.
Oh,
as
they
well
both
as
got out. That was really nice.
Really
drive
close.
by.
And I think that was 3 TPs, if I'm not mistaken.
To finish off on the whole Crimson Guard thing, I want to say for the first 10 minutes after he picks that up instead of Battle Fury, I want to say in most cases 10 minutes is a better item, and then it gets worse. So you kind of put pressure on yourself to really get something done in that time frame, as Puppy seems pretty damn dead.
Mana Void
He needs
is
to get
up,
hit once more.
but
nice.
it is only a level 1.
Okay, he is very dead now.
Ooh.
Goric will claim it. That's the Midas for him. But it goes to show what mindset HR have. They're not playing for late game, because then he would get the Battle Fury, which I think he could get away with. Instead, he makes himself really hard to kill for the Storm Spirit, who will probably get a fast Orchid. So the solo kill potential, which Storm usually has on AM with the Orchid pickup, is not there if he has Strength Treads and Vanguard available.
But I feel like, okay, I'm not saying it's wrong, but and that's what the Manta is for, right? To take off the Orchid. You don't have to really worry about that.
Yeah.
But of course, there is a period of time between the Battle Fury and Manta that he's in a lot of trouble if S4 can get that Orchid up at a decent time, which looks like he's going to.
Arts stole the rune.
Wow. Yeah.
That's going to be annoying for S4. He emptied his bottle to get it, and then
he's going to have to go back to base very shortly to get a refill. Kroki, level 5 versus Puppy, who is level almost 7 at this point. I don't think I've ever seen Kroki a lower level than Puppy.
Yeah, it's very weird.
So weird.
If Puppy plays Chen or Enigma, sure. But when Puppy's playing the 5 and Kuro's playing the 4, this is an extremely late level 6 on Visage. He has really not been able to do much this game. I think the deck was also stacked against him. Like, that lane is not a Visage lane that they picked him for.
Close to a denial there by Puppy, but not going to be successful in his efforts. As Zip In, not going to be enough again.
However, that one's
successful. Go for Bloodseeker. Get the Electric Vortex. There it is. Into a Static Remnant. That's a dead Bloodseeker. He does have Blade Mail, by the way. Didn't really mention that. His arts on the Anti-Mage. Looking to pursue a little bit further as Puck gets a kill on Nature's Prophet on the back end. And Anti-Mage really wants this kill. The Grave's going to force him back. Don't think he wants to go too deep. Arteezy's going to pop his little Shapeshift is online. Double stun. Beautifully done from the Visage. This is a lot of damage, and the Electric Vortex might be enough. Swap in. He has Blink up, and out he goes. But here comes Lycan. A couple more right clicks will do it. Maybe just one. Make it two. Blink up in 1 second. It's not time enough as he falls to the ground. That is 3 for nothing, and Secret getting away with murder. Although there was a little bit of overextension.
It was actually 4. That was an incredible play from Zai in the top lane that we didn't get to catch there. He got a Blink Silence and killed off the AA before AA could ult.
Uh-oh.
Then the tower did get denied, but he got the AA.
Oh, boy.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, he's dead. Oh, my.
He's a goner.
He did get his Midas off, so that's something to keep note of.
Yeah, but Zai has been playing really well. He also has 100 CS at minute 14 on Puck. That's extraordinary. So... yeah, he, as mentioned, he killed the AA. Then I think he phase shifted the Prophet ult, which is very difficult to do.
Oh, we're going to have more action.
This is never ending.
A lot of damage from S4, who's just zipping back and forth, and there's the Waning Writ to finish him off. Arts gets silenced, but he's doing a lot of right-click damage himself. Void, Mana Void, not enough to kill S4. He does have Rupture on top of him, along with the Grave. He can get a little bit farther, but I think he will fall in the end to one more right-click, and down he does go to the Bloodseeker, who's going to continue to pursue. Puppy, trying to run himself. Looks like the Nature's Prophet back in business. Help gets the kill by watching Bloodseeker right-click him down. And that is a 2 for 1 at the moment.
You're doing great, Bloodseeker. Keep going.
He's cheering his friends on, okay? It's important.
And then he's won some trees to clap for him as well. Oh. Sprout gonna find nothing because Zai did not jaunt into it. He's currently... Gorg is in a really bad position right now. That's a kill.
This could be a second kill very quickly. Dream Coil used on just him and him alone. He's going to try to TP out, but the damage is too much. Soul Assumption finishes him off. The silence is there now. And the swap into an Ice Blast. Zai, he's going to end up trading his life. He does have Blink, but I don't think he can get out. Ice Blast is gone.
Oh, what a jaunt!
He actually gets out? Are you serious?
He's
still in the trees. Bloodseeker, probably one more right click to do. He blinks out. This is unbelievable. And here comes S4 with the huge ball lightning, and down goes Bloodseeker. Kills going left and right in favor of Secret. And all the last couple engagements have started with Nature's Prophet just being out of position completely.
Zai's sick this game. Seriously.
6-1, has a Dagon now, along with the Blink Dagger.
Freaking well played, that's right. He couldn't have done that any better. That was absolutely perfect. And at this point, you see, here's the problem. So AM went for the gamble with getting the Crimson Guard. I bet he regrets it right now. Because that timing window he wanted to use it in, they lost it. And if he had the Battle Fury, this is when he could recover and maybe get back, get ahead. But they just didn't get enough out of it. And now...
and S4's getting a ton of kills, or helping get a ton of kills without an Orchid. And he's going to have that relatively shortly. He's looking for a solo kill here, which he could probably get pretty easily on this Ancient Apparition, but... he is hiding behind this tower, and you're right. With Gorek and Anti-Mage, well, Anti-Mage in general, I mean, I don't know. I mean, he kind of has to finish the Crimson Guard now, right?
Yeah, for sure.
How much of a difference do you think that makes in that last fight if he had that?
The Crimson Guard?
Yeah.
He came in kind of late, so I don't think they would have won the fight off it, but... yeah, that would not have made the difference. Not in that.
Here comes the Waning Rift. Dagon, Dream Coil. Doesn't even need Illusory Orb. Just saving it just in case he needs to get out, which he's going to do right here. There's a triple TP. If he can get out, he's going to get it with Murder yet again. And down he... oh my god. He gets Ruptured. If only Rupture worked globally. Yeah, that would have been a kill if HR TP'd in another order. They ported in the one who could counter the TP the last. So... they could have seen Zai with the Sprout, so if Prophet and Venge would have ported, but in the heat of them, you don't have time to call that, right? You just port instantly. Help, help, I'm getting killed.
I'll go second, you go third. Let's make an Excel sheet to make sure everyone goes on time.
Help, I'm being killed by an incarnation of Shakespeare. And then he's already out again.
All right, Crimson Guard officially on Anti-Mage.
There we go.
So he's going to be tanky. He's going to help his team be a little bit more tanky. But that means his farm is going to suffer as a result.
They have to fight. Like, if he starts farming now, they lose the game.
Yeah.
Like, now you built for it. Now you better use it. So, They should be looking to... okay.
Again.
I've seen that before.
And Dagon is level 2. It's just going to get worse. I mean, the higher that gets, if you can get it this early, the cooldown is ridiculous, the range is ridiculous, and the damage, obviously, 800 magic damage at level 5? This is a sick pickup for Zai. It's a snowball. It's funny that it's become not only a snowball item, which has always been, and that's why it's perfect pickup for him right now, but it's kind of a comeback item as well. Obviously not the case this time around.
Yep. He almost has taken 3.
What can HR do with their current position that they're in? So Crimson Guard on the anti-mage. Bloodseeker has Blade Mail.
They need to do exactly what they're setting up for now. They need to kill the puck.
Well, Ice Blast is not going to hit phase shift out for Zai. He has pretty much no mana. He's going to
uses his
out.
silence too, but
oh, Mana Void is enough to cancel it.
He does
can
not
he TP out or can he blink
That's
out?
a big kill.
That is, was that a kill streak?
But they lost the Roshan to Lycan at the same time. Yeah, he had an unstoppable streak. So that's 600 gold for AM. Might want to start investing that into Battle Fury.
Let's see how much gold that was. So 1,000 gold going the way of HR from that one kill.
Yeah, 1,500 even, if you count the loss.
1,500 net worth, yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, they lost Roche at the same time, so I want to call that a fairly even trade, depending on how well they can use the Aegis. If they get a lot of the Aegis, obviously favoring Secret.
And look at this scenario. We were just talking about how underleveled and underfarmed Kuroki was. He's level 9, and he's halfway. Actually, no, he's only 1,000 away from finishing.
He got a full-on comeback out of those 2 team fights that they just...
A full-on comeback! I don't know why. Looks like Orchid is the choice for Nature's Prophet. He's still a ways away, though. S4. How is he not done with his... Okay, it's coming on the courier. I was going to say, like, as well as they've been doing, he should have that by now. He has it. And this is going to be a surprise. Get surprised very soon, HR.
You've been surprised.
Denied tower.
Not yet. It's coming.
He wants to do it. Although there are some wards here, and I think they're going to spot it out. But this is a Dagon. Is that 4? No, that's level 3. Okay, we're not getting a little bit too excited. Zai?
Yes, you are.
What a beast of burden this guy is. He's using the S4 set, actually. So I was right about that, at least. Right about one thing today.
Bye-bye, birdies.
AA. Gonna get Dream Coil. You're dead. There's just nothing you can do at this point of the game. He's going to phase shift out of the cold.
No way. Oh my god!
Why do I always call this incorrectly? In comes Gorak. Not going to find the kill, but that is an insane kill. Oh, AA Blast is coming. It's coming.
Is he going to totally outplay him? I'm still not going to die. Okay. That was incredible as well. What an escape from Gorak.
I was so casually like,
although that was got him, but the escape from Gorak was great too.
What escape from Gorak? What are you talking about? Whatever.
I had to guess.
All right, now Anti-Mage is going for a Yasha, so it's going to end up being an Orchid. Yeah, that would be an interesting build-up. It's going to be either a casual Yasha or a Manta
All right, team,
style.
I finished my Crimson Guard. Time for my second core item. Transitioning into Orchid. It's pretty good against the Radiant team, you got to say, but I'll probably be getting it.
Well, that's what Nature's Prophet's going to be getting, and he has the recipe, has 1 Oblivion Staff, and just got to finish up the second one. And he's been struggling. He's been struggling quite a bit, that Nature's Prophet.
Yeah, it's a hard Prophet game. Both Storm and Puck are really good against that hero, catching him off guard, soloing him, especially when Puck goes for that Dagon build.
Do you know when he was picked? I know he was 4th, but was that before the Puck?
That was after Puck, I think.
So Puck was picked, then NP, and then Storm after.
Or...
I'm just curious if you could see that coming.
I can't remember.
You're right, they're really good heroes against him. Smoke up by HR. Bloodseeker now has a Sange. Does he go Halberd against the Lycan? That might be a pretty damn good choice, actually. Could be an SNY, though, which I know you're a big fan of.
Oh, judging from the current very trendy pub builds that we're seeing so far with Blade Mail Bloodseeker into SNY, I'm going to assume it's an SNY with AM going Crimson Guard. Seems to be the theme.
Yeah, just get a little bit more DPS in that hitting.
AOT. Oh, S4.
Zip in by S4. The Blood Rice going to connect. No, it's going to connect on Arteezy, who just doesn't give a crap because he has the Aegis. He's going to get saved by Dazzle as well. He doesn't even care about getting saved. 3 dead for HR, and Secret are running away with this right now.
Man, look, Arts really wants to go. Oh my god, is he going to get killed because of that? Oh, Arteezy's going to run in and die to the creep wave. That was worth it. And then...
Well, he has Aegis. He's going to come back with that ult if he wants to use it. Oh, he did already use it, actually. Okay, never mind. It's a full team wipe for Secret. Dazzle, the only casualty. They can't really transition to Roche because, well, the Aegis was just
Casualty.
What?
Dazzle, the only casualty.
Casualty.
Yeah.
Man, your sayings are just out of this world.
absolute.
Oh, this is interesting. So he's going for a Yule's. Puck is without upgrading to level 5. Is this acceptable on a Dagon holder? I don't know. I'm not sure if that's acceptable.
Please report.
Swap in into an Ice Blast.
Wow, that did like no damage whatsoever.
Well, he doesn't have his
Ice
ult
level
for
1 magic
25
missile.
seconds though. There's going to be at least one magic missile.
They could port the Prophet.
Everybody's pretty far
Bloodseeker is
behind.
there.
Bloodseeker has Rupture.
He's dead.
Magic missile, Bloodright. Is he going to run out of the Bloodright? He is. Pops the Wolves. He's here for 15 seconds, according to Cinder, and down he goes. Gorak TP's in just to die. That's a 1-for-1 right off the bat. Zai continuing to be elusive on this Puck. I have to say, this is one of the best performances of Puck I've seen in a decent amount of time. And this is like S4 worthy.
Yeah, he's playing exceptionally well on the Puck so far this game. To finish off on the whole Yule's thing, I think with him picking that up now, he keeps himself completely safe from the counterplay, which would generally be either getting caught in the Blood Rate or after phasing getting caught by Avenge Stun. Just if you can buy the time with the Yules and have that extra escapability, that's good. The other concern or the other consideration here could be he's able to solo them at the current point in time with Dagon 3. So why would he make Dagon 5? It's basically just excess damage that he doesn't need at the current point.
It's style points. I've said this time and time again, and that's what makes you God at Dota 2. This Wolf is scouting things out, and doesn't look like anything will come of it. As Blood Rage is applied to Anti-Mage, so maybe that's kind of their thinking. They make him really tanky. He does extra damage with Blood Rage. It takes extra damage as well, though, so it kind of cancels out to some degree, I feel. Necro level 3, picked up by Arteezy. I think they just wait for another Aegis and then try to finish this game.
Yeah, there's a couple of big items coming HR's way as well, though. The Orchid is done on Prophet now. It should be. In 9 gold. Ancient Apparition, 800 away from Axe with level 11. So that's a pretty big deal.
Wow, I didn't realize he was so farmed.
And Anti-Mage's Manta is also only 1,000 away. I mean, they can still do this, but it's going to be incredibly important to get that Manta style name. That's like the most important item. Yeah,
considering how much, like, I feel like every gank.
Why did we not mention that? That's why he got the Yules. He saw the Orchid was coming close.
Oh,
so then he figured that was a better choice than grading the Dagon, yeah. So that's the counter item. So.
Yeah, obviously. S4 is going to Orchid this Anti-Mage into an Electric Vortex. Do they have enough damage to finish him off? He's still silenced. Pops his Crimson Guard. I don't know if it's going to be enough. He gets swapped at the last second and blinks out to safety. At least for now. Where the hell is he? Yeah, he's on the top lane. That means he's not going to help out whatsoever with his right-click damage. And Gorak attempting to TP out. He'll be fine, but 2 dead for HR, and the pressure continues. They do get the Storm Spirit, though. That's a great kill. They're going to completely surround Bloodseeker, who gets the Rupture onto Kuroki, which means he just has to stand here and watch himself bleed from every single orifice for 12 seconds.
Damn you.
You like that? Like the emphasis on the 12 seconds?
I actually think Art's missed an opportunity there to cast his ult on S4. He might have died doing it, but I think the trade-off would have been worth it. S4 had like 1/5 mana left. He was standing in a cluster of 3 heroes, and AM chose to blink out instead of voiding. That might have won them the fight, but it's also a very difficult play to make in the moment. And as a result now, they're probably going to lose a lane of barracks almost, because this push is very fast. 3 familiar birds, that's the same thing.
But they're not refreshed, so they're actually doing the least amount of damage they can.
Still have Howl though. Okay, they're going to back out. This is a decently placed AL, actually really well placed.
Hits 3.
There's no follow-up though. And what did they get? They got 3/4 of the tier 4. Tier 3.
Anti-Mage really wants a piece of this, but he's going to settle for the birds and not going to get them. Okay, maybe he will. No.
Settling for another bird.
He wants chicken dinner. Gargoyle chicken dinner.
I love myself some gargoyle chicken. Oh, okay. Okay, he did want it.
Oh, he got it. Good job. So at this point, Manta style will be finished after a recipe is complete, which I guess he doesn't have any gold in the bank and nothing in the courier, so still a decent ways away, another minute or so to finish that up. Bloodseeker hasn't progressed in items at all since we mentioned the Saint. It's been like 5 minutes.
I think it's been more than that. It's been like 10 minutes almost.
10 minutes? I'll say 7.5.
Yeah, sounds right.
Always trying to one-up you.
Yeah.
S4 looks like he's going for a BKB. That's going to be a really nice choice. Won't have to worry about a lot of these. Of course, Rupture still works, but he doesn't have to worry about that too much thanks to his ultimate. He can just zip around, take 0 damage since he is invulnerable in that state. Kuroki has the gem and the Aghanim Scepter, level 12. What is Puppy now? Puppy's level 11, so he finally fell behind. He's back to where he should be. Get back in place, Kuroki says.
There's
and the smoke. Roche is not up for another minute and a half. DD available at bottom lane. This could be huge if Storm Spear picks this bad boy up. Of course, it would be really good on RTZ as well, but Storm is going to be the one to pick it up. That is a level 5 Dagon officially picked up. Zai, you're a beast.
He has 200 CS, minute 28. That's carry farm on an offlane puck. Dagon 5 Yules has extremely high kill attendance, too.
So Ancient Apparition is in a lot of trouble. He gets swapped out. You're seeing a lot of the minions just chase him down. I'm just going to say he's dead to the wolves or something else. He's going to go down. Let's just assume that's correct. And that's like the look-away 3-point shot. I shoot it, I look away, I know it's going in. That
just had to make it
goes way beyond you. I'm sorry. And free tier 2, Arts gets silence. Doesn't have the Manta style to take it off yet, but he's not going to take any damage to speak of. Sprout onto RTZ. It's actually not the greatest usage because nobody can right-click him. RTZ on the run, gets silence, gets graved. He's going to live at least for now. The familiars are getting triple stuns onto HR. The chase continues, and Mana Void will finally finish off the Lycan. And now Secret is in full retreat. Puppey cannot get the Grave off because it's still on cooldown. Kuroki, Bloodrise blocking his way. Look at the zoning capabilities of that spell that you were talking about. That's exactly what you brought up. And Kuroki is going to go down to the right clicks of the Bloodseeker. Eventually, I would think, down he does go, finally. And here comes the Dream Coil onto 2. Zai, is he going to stick around? Maybe not by his choice. He has.
Here comes the face shot.
He has Dagon. He could finish off Bloodseeker, maybe.
It's too late.
Okay, he's done.
That was just greedy.
Surprised he didn't try to go for the...
Man, that's actually extremely huge. So Arts got Manta at the perfect timing so they could take that fight.
Great fight recap, by the way.
Then, yep, excellent. That was only the puck, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think Secret just gave them a Roche and 5,000 gold right there.
All right.
And that was to an anti-mage who just got Manta. So he got Manta before that fight. He has 2,500 gold in addition to the Manta. Now has an Aegis. They're going to get their next item on Bloodseeker, which is probably going to be, guess what? Sanjin Yasha that he's been working on for 15 minutes.
It would be hilarious if Anti-Mage goes Battle Fury now. I will just go vomit in that trash can over there right now. Right here, right now.
Yeah, we'll go to the cat litter or something. And Venge is 2,500, so could get a core item. Could get the Vlads for the AM and Bloodseeker, which would be really nice. He could get a Blink if he wants that, or even work on an Ags. Prophet starting a Necro Book. And
we're starting to get a lot of core items. So it's going to be a casual scene.
AA got like no gold because he died before the fight. Well, he still has the ancient. He still has the.
He still has half an Axe.
The Axe.
He'll get to it, I think.
Full BKB on Bloodseeker. He built that Sanj as a distraction.
Yeah.
They're gonna expect next fight he's coming in with super speed, but he's coming in with super immunity instead. And it's gonna catch them off guard.
It's good stuff. It's good stuff.
And then it expires and gets Dagon 5.
So Anti-Mage did go for the... I really like the Skull Basher into an Abyssal, I assume, because Storm, I think, is going for BKB, right? Yeah, he's almost there. Just a recipe away, so like 400 gold. But if they can catch him out, just a Blink Abyssal Blade, that might be enough to take out S4 in one fell swoop.
Love that saying. It's my favorite saying.
Okay. Visage working towards the Sluggish. Oh my god, Ags is actually finished on A, so screw what I just said.
I told you that about a minute ago, but it's okay.
You did?
Yes.
I just said he has half done with that.
I don't blame you, okay?
I just don't listen to you.
I also wouldn't listen to me.
Alright, at least, as long as you're not offended, I think we're good.
I also wouldn't listen to you.
Coil onto Gorak with the counter, silence, and Necro Book. It's only level 1, and Gorak gets completely annihilated. Level 5 Dagon hurts. I think that's the moral of the story here. And I think Zai is working towards an Aghanim Scepter, which means that his Dream Coil is pretty damn good. So I think correct me if I'm wrong, lasts 8 seconds and the breaking stun goes through magic immunity.
Yes, and the breaking stun is also longer.
And does more damage, I think, too, right?
It's been buffed quite a bit. I actually can't remember if that's all the things. Yes, those are all the things.
It does more damage,
a lot of things. More damage, 8 duration, 4.5 second stun, and goes through magic.
4.5?
4.5 seconds.
I actually didn't know that. That's pretty weird. That's like a Morphling support stun. that's longer than a Morphling support stun. That's pretty redonk.
It's extremely strong.
That's an old Alchemist stun. The old Alchemist stun was 5 seconds, as in like Dota 1 days. You remember when you channeled it and you stood in place? That's pretty legit. Anti-Mage still has that Aegis. Question is, are they going to want to use this or just try to buy time to farm as much as possible? And that honestly might be the best choice because the late game is where they want to get. How do you feel about the late game?
Well, if AM had more farm, I would And I'm saying this with an AM who's 7-2 and 7 and has 200 CS pretty much, but with a Battle Fury, I would have had more, probably. Just looking at raw late game, I think Secret has it. Lycan is going to hit really hard. Visage is really taking off, and Storm is getting a lot of farm too, but the problem with this is, I think Secret might have just taken kind of a mental blow with that last fight. Whenever you lose a fight like that and you know you're far ahead, it affects you in the game, no matter what. Even if you're trying to stay cool, it still gets to you in one way or the other, that you might start hesitating or being uncertain about what you should be doing. And that could open up. If HR get on even gold, I think they have a shot late game. If they don't, I am still favoring Secret 10 minutes down the road.
And right now the gold is about 10k in favor of Secret, so definitely advantage going to them still. Zai. He finds he finds himself in the forest. He's soul searching. Also finds the anti-mage, but just blinks away. S4 waiting in the trees here. What's the key to look at the vision here? There we go. All right, very nice. Magic missile will be dodged thanks to the blink. And I think this is just going to... I mean, does Secret wait for the Aegis? Do they care about the Aegis? Because if they do care about it, then that just means HR has some free time to farm some more core items.
I don't think they want this fight because they just used Howl. And if they wanted to fight, they would have kept the Howl for the fight to break out. And they know this push is coming. So I think they're conceding the tower and they're looking to trade for top. Arteezy's already on the job. There's... Oh my god, AM has no TP.
They know that. They must know that's
this is a problem, maybe.
Maybe somebody's carrying a TP for them. Vengeful Spirit has one. And the tier 2 tower will eventually fall. It might be denied, in fact, than it is by Puck. Top lane, the push continues. Tier 3 is taken out. Arteezy pops his ult. AA Blast not going to connect. He's just going to go right back and go for the melee racks. And like you said, anti-mage, we're just going to assume he doesn't have... He does have a TP now, but the melee racks is going to go down. Top racks completely destroyed as far as melee is concerned, and that's all that Secret cares about at this current moment in time. Puck completely finished with the Aghanim Scepter.
Really costly.
Wow. That is... I mean, they gave him a TP, but he didn't even attempt to. Did he actually die, or did the Aegis run out? He's going to apply his pressure to Puppey, who has pretty much no mana. Now on to Zai. Bashes left and right. Looks like Zai's going to live through the day. Dagon's that
pretty sure it ran
illusion.
out, the Aegis.
All right, let's take a look.
If you look at Roche,
yeah, you're right.
Would probably be the case, but man, that's not good for HR. That's a blunder you can't really afford to make at this point. They were looking at a comeback, and Secret see the opening, and they immediately take it. Classic Arteezy play on the Lycan here. And HR, they're going to have to fight a little bit from behind now. The top lane not going to be worth as much anymore. The melee creep's going to drop in value and put more pressure.
Abyssal Blade now on Lycan.
And being down racks against Lycan Visage is so scary.
Yep. I mean, it was 10k when we checked, and it's close to 15k now. So that was like a 5k swing essentially, and your creeps are going to suck balls top lane.
Oh, Anti-Mage gets the Abyssal. His inventory is fairly good, but the thing that's a little bit deceptive is when you look at those items and you have your idea of how strong AM is.
Yeah.
He's missing the Battle Fury, which does a lot of damage. We've talked about it as a farming tool and a split pushing and all that kind of stuff, but don't forget, it gives a pretty significant damage boost. I mean, 65 is 65? Really a big deal. Obviously it doesn't work on the illusions, but still.
Arteezy feels it. Oh, he's decently close.
That Sprout's going to see him.
Vision for Sprout?
Oh my god,
Arteezy has the TP. Ice Vortex. Is that enough? They still don't see him behind this tree. Are you serious? They are so close. They checked every single place except for this one nook. Oh, Arteezy. You're living on the edge, my friend.
Okay, you know what would have been the ultimately ice cool thing about that? Would be if Arteezy could see what they could see. Like, that Ice Vortex was literally right next to him. The Sprout vision was...
Right, he was just sitting there in the dark, right?
Yeah, he couldn't see anything.
No, he had wolves out, though. I don't know if they were...
He had the wolves out in the lane.
Zip in by S4. God damn, you're going to die. Never mind.
Great call.
Visage Familiars, though, are trying to finish him off. Perhaps going to use for stuns. S4 pops his BKB. Blade Mail in the meantime. Alright, I was right. Vengeful Spirit dies. That's a support. That's close enough to an A, right? Arts. That's the Aghanim Scepter Puck Dream Coil. They're not going to find him, though.
Oh,
there's the Cyclone. Onto the Ancient Apparition. And Dagon's going to be up very shortly, so he can continue to just aggress. 3 dead for HR. In the meantime, Gorek's going to do his best he can to split push. It's going to force a TP back, but this, of course, is the lane.
Man, he overstayed his welcome. He's going to die, too, now.
And Gorek gets the Orchid onto Puck, but all it takes is some right clicks. And, of course, the Dagon level 5 helped quite a bit, I have to say.
He could have healed him, too.
Is going to be up in a little over a minute.
Minute and 10. That's going to be enough time for HR's heroes to respawn.
Can they fight, though?
Man, they are so far behind. I still can't believe they won the team fight they did previously. I think that was the surprise factor. Just the fact that they came in with aim like they did. For them to do that again, it's going to take close to a miracle. They need to hit a really good AA ult with Prophet ult on top. And AM needs to be unobstructed for 10 seconds so he can kill some targets. Then maybe. Because if they start getting low, then Bloodseeker will be very hard to kill. He'll run extremely fast. He'll probably be able to find a pickoff or two with the Rupture, as well as maybe Blood Raging even the AM. And then the fight can snowball. The challenge for HR is to get the Radiant low first. I think that's going to be difficult.
Visage Familiar is going to scout out Roche. He's going to be up really soon. Another 25 seconds or so, I would say. And HR is resigned to stick in their base. They're going to smoke up.
Oh, that didn't last long.
Very shortly. The Ice Blast was already used to scout out Roshan. This is going to be a big deal. S4 pops his BKB. They're going to destroy the Ancient Apparition. Dread falls as well. Art's in quite a bit of trouble. He's going to blink out to safety. He's slowed, horribly slowed, and the right clicks are going to tear him apart. He does not have buyback. 80 seconds on the deck, and that means at least one Rax, and in fact, GG. Secret are now 3-0. HR 1-2, I want to say. Still don't know for sure because we're just awful at what we do. Blame Cinderin. That's his job.
No. 1-2.
What the hell?
They're 1-2. What are you talking about?
Just double checking.
Man, that was still pretty crazy to see how Zai and S4 really put the team on their back. If either Zai or S4 would not have played very well this game, I think they would have lost.
Yeah.
Like, that was just the fact that they could pull an incredible Storm performance, and especially the puck in this game, absolutely phenomenal.